So this is going to be a video about loading at the Suncor Refinery in Denver. I'm going to put up a map here that shows where you have to go so that you can get your card and get trained. And then we'll also show you on the map where you go to get loaded. Right now, they have a temporary scale up, and we don't know how long that temporary scale is going to be there. So we're going to show you the temporary scale, and then when we drive past the scale that was the normal scale, we'll show you that as well. So as we're pulling in on the scale, we're gonna call the scale and let them know what we're here to get loaded with. We're gonna have to give them the paper. You should have a load paper with you, and then they'll give us a rack that we should go to.
Yeah, double D, scale in hand.
And that is 41,000.
Okay, thank you.
Note when you're pulling in and off this scale that the traffic goes two different directions, and so be aware of that. Be courteous, first one in, first one out type of rule. Trey's gonna run his paper up there. We're gonna get that, and then he'll come back and tell us where we're going from there. They gave us rack 193, and normally you'd go out this gate. Today, the gate is broken though, so they're gonna send us around. So we're gonna drive around there, but don't be confused. You normally would go out that way when using this scale. We're gonna drive over to the rack and we'll pick it up from there. So when you drive back here on the road, you're gonna come back to gate number 7. So you can see up there. We'll hang a left and pull into the rack. When you get over here, you'll badge in order to get in. As we're passing around this construction, this is where the scale used to be. We have not heard yet if it's going to be back there or not, but if it does come back, instead of doing all that work we did to scale in over there, you would scale in here and do all of your paperwork stuff here. We're really hoping that they don't, because this scale was really hard to use, very challenging to get on, but that way you know. Now as we pull back through here, be aware that it's very narrow, and the spot where you turn around is very tight. You need to use every inch you can to make sure that you don't turn too tightly. Right now we're only bringing singles through, but if there comes a time where we pull doubles through, you'd have to be very careful, swinging as wide as you can so that you don't happen to bend your tongue or anything like that. Here we go. So as we pull up to the rack, I'm going to explain a little bit here. The numbers that you're loading to, that's all entered by the person in the shack where you scaled in at. So up here, all we're going to do is spout and hit the start button and open the valve. But the stop, that comes from the person who put it in those numbers. That being said, that's just a person and they can make mistakes. So you're going to have to watch through the little flap that we can lift up to make sure that it doesn't overflow, because you're not going to have any meter up here. That's one of the negative things here. So you're going to have to be paying careful attention. This is 193 right here, 112's up there. They load 5828 on this side right now. 6422 is on the other side.
And it is very tight.
You have to get really close to the racks here, so watch that. If you have stacks, you're going to have to cut out and around. We're going to get our PPE on, and then we'll meet you up on the rack. Trey just pulled out his key. One thing you need to know about this place is that you pull your key and you're supposed to have it in your pocket. Truck is off while you load. Okay, up the rack we go. they have to guide the spout down, so that's what the crowbar's there for. And then you got to get your little plate sitting on your dome. It's part of their fume control. There's your valve. There's your go button. As we mentioned, it's hard to see, but there is a flap that you can lift up and check. So be watching that. Don't just trust the meter. So we got to check this flap. This is the little flap you have to see what your oil level is. Obviously a little hard to see. Might need a flashlight. I'm still quite aware. Like we say, you got to check that regularly. Don't just trust the meter. So when the pump gets done, it's very quiet, so you need to pay close attention. When we got done, of course, we came and closed our valve. We let things drip out, took our chain off and cranked it up. With the bucket, it's a little tricky. You have to use the chain to hold the bucket up, which is a little frustrating. We're gonna get this thing all the way up, get our dome lid closed, and we'll pull out. So one thing I want to cover in case they do put this scale back in. When this scale was in, what they had us do was load on that back rack 193, and then we would back up and then come around the left side of these racks because you couldn't get lined up with the scale because of how badly it's placed. In case the scale does come back and they use this one, just be aware of that will have to be, and when you pull on this scale, this direction is very tight. You have to be so careful. We had someone nick it, they were very upset about it. So this scale needs to be taken really carefully if it ends up coming back. But for now, we're full and we're gonna drive back out here and get our paperwork. Well, I hope that video was really helpful to you. If you would like, click over here. This is the subscribe button. You'll get more asphalt tips, tricks, safety videos, and stuff like that. After that, click over here to watch more of our videos so you can also become an asphalt tar master. Be safe out there and keep on hauling ass.